Okay, let's start with Cancer. Cancer, how are you guys? Let's start and see what is going on this month for you. And I really hope my audio is going to start improving. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to speak louder to the microphone, and this is going to be my last live reading for today, and I will try to figure out for tomorrow what's going on. So my dear Cancers, we are going through, and Terence is saying titles, Gemini and Taurus, the titles are misleading. I'm going to fix all of that. My apologies, I'm not perfect, I'm sorry, and please forgive me, but it is what it is. I'm really trying this, and going forward, hopefully it's going to be better. I kind of realized it, so this should be Cancered, and everything is matching. For now, matchy, kind of a thing. So, Cancers, let's see. Ooh, there is like this heartbreak over here that I see. It just jumped even before. Maybe I should put it back, and we're going to get more information that way. To me, this card, it talks about the piercing pain. When you really want certain things, you want someone. But this card also talks about sometimes inability to get them, inability because there is a third party, there is a third person, there are issues here, and because of these issues things are not able to be worked out easy. So let's put this back, and before I start reading, let me tell you there is basically here I'm logic to this insanity, because it took me almost like 2 years to figure out which cards I need to use over here in order to get this, stew out of this recipe. That's something that kind of like makes sense. So this release category talks about what things are working for you, or what things could happen if this is ever meant to be. What needs to be glued, one significator, another significator, the energy in between, karmic kind of like influence, and the next steps. So, my sweet Cancer, let's see what's going on here. Cancer, 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 and Cancer. So, we have Four of Swords. We have Nine of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. You really pull yourself in that proverbial, under the rock. You kind of like really walk back this entire situation, and like you're really feeling that you don't want to be left alone. You kind of like, you need people, but at the same time you're not ready to face the music for some reason. Look at this, the Sun, the Devil. Look at that. These are like, two sides of the same coin, the Devil and the Lovers. Can't you see? This is almost like the same card. One is dark, one is light, right? And here they are chained, and this is more like about lust, and this is more about love, but it's not in a way, this is not love on your terms. Love on Cancer terms will be Two of Cups. This is more or less love on some kind of like intellectual way. Love when you say, this kind of like makes sense, and you don't think like air, you don't think like swords. This is not necessarily for you debate. You either feel it or you don't feel it. If there is like no feeling it, so kind of like never mind. Then we have like Seven of Wands, and we have Temperance over here. So you have tremendous amount of major arcanas. This is really telling me that this relationship is extremely strong, and what you're feeling, it feels like the mountain fell on you, like the house of bricks. You are buried somewhere under, and you're not even trying to dig yourself out. You're just like saying to yourself, just everybody leaves me alone, everybody F off, everybody. But this is about choices. It looks to me that you really actually are clear what you want. So you're going into that analytical part of your brain, and you're saying to yourself, well, I do want to move it forward. I choose you. I choose you, I want to commit to you, and I don't want to play any games. And I know this is not easy. I know this is a marathon. I don't want to sprint. I don't want jump in bed and hey, we are just so great. We are so much in love. And the next morning we have an argument or something. Because it looks like that you're dealing with that type of a partner over here. Like I see here the Seven of Wands. This dude is a little bit angry. He got off on the wrong side of the bed, kind of like, I mean, it seems. And the Devil card also talks about that this person doesn't possibly even know what the true love is. This person maybe haven't been loved, and they live entire life based on equating sexuality with love. Remember, like we also had this Three of Swords, and this also can indicate to me that maybe their exes are stepping in, or they're pulling significantly strong strings in this relationship. Maybe through the child of a sword, but they seem to be really in the picture. I do think they want to ward them off, but I also feel that they are entangled over here. And you're hearing Tiger, I guess, sipping a little bit water over here. So it's kind of like, to me, interesting that they actually do really want you. And you are almost like the beacon of light, even though I feel that you guys don't have this much energy that you can spare at the stage. There's like something really going on over here. Because I do see here, it's kind of like really interesting thing happening. They're going from 15 to 14, which means, okay, I'll be patient. You're going to be telling them something when you wake up from this sleep, and thank you. You're going to realize there are like some parts of this relationship that are extremely beneficial, that you maybe are going to see this person through a completely different lens. Usually they're very strong, they're very sexual, like maybe this is a man, it could be man, woman, doesn't matter, it's just a partner to me. But it's basically just somebody who, like, it's almost like that child inside that is really communicating. Maybe you have a special nickname for them and they really love that. Maybe they really do. Maybe nobody really gave them something like that. Maybe they just have a street name, but that's kind of like being me, fierce, me, macho, me, testosterone kind of a thing, right? But maybe you gave them something really sweet, something really loving. And maybe initially they said, not me, kind of, how can you call me fluffy? I'm like this big, strong guy kind of a thing, right? But they really love it. They really, really do. It was like something that you're showing them the light. You're to them everything they want to have in life. And yet, they don't dare. Because there's like something that happened in their life that they were just not receiving what they were supposed to as every human. Like, right, ingredient this, ingredient this, ingredient this. They didn't get it. And they're like just going through life with what they have. It's almost like limping, like, and not really realizing that you actually have two legs, that you can go through it. So then we have Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles. So we have lots of three. Remember, we also had Three of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. You're dealing with a very nervous person. You may be dealing with Capricorn, Sagittarius. You might be dealing also with Earth sign. Even though I see as well all the signs basically involved, but I see Earth and Fire the most over here. You guys really want to continue with this person, but you are really not sure how. You almost like, looks like, let me just move it this way. You're almost like at a wit's end how to comprehend this person. And I really think that this empathy, this kind of like feeling, oh my goodness, you actually never had love, is going to be almost like so overwhelming that you're going to start seeing them in a completely different light. But even if you do, that doesn't mean, like you need to kind of like lower yourself down to their level just to give them a hand, just to pull them out of that. It is not your job to dwell in this dungeon, to kind of like continue with this. It is your job just to say, no, this is not love. What you're describing to me is love. Like, I mean, love is not jumping and have sex. This is, like, I mean, I want intimacy. This is just sex. And sex I can have on corner anytime, especially if you're a woman. Like, we can choose sex anytime, and guys know it. They, however, are pulling and calling the shots when it comes to marriage of some kind of like sorts, because I do think that M word did cross your lips. I do feel that that was happening over here, and it was like really, really important to understand. Now, there's like this patience of moving it forward, but there is like no clarity in which direction you really want to go, or how do you want to go. And that is kind of like really confusing, because maybe you're giving them options and they're like saying, maybe no, maybe not this one. And you're getting maybe a little bit tired of, Safi, let's not squeal the stuff there. Maybe you're getting tired of, okay, so why are you rejecting every single thing, every single option I'm giving to you? And this makes you a little bit sad, I think. You are really going to spend quite a bit, and that's going to be toward when we enter a Mercury retrograde. So it's going to be end of this month. You're going to spend quite a bit of time, almost like 3 weeks, thinking how to move things forward, because you really actually love this person. You really feel this will be a big loss without this person. You can call the shots, but at the same time, even if you win, you're not feeling you're winning, because they just seem to be controlled with everybody in their life, yet they feel they're somehow in control. And so they probably just go and get drunk, and they just get crazy, they do some crappy stuff. They might even cheat, they might kind of betray you. But it's all done because they don't have good control over themselves. So really teaching them and giving them love is really hard. It takes a big person in the situation. But look, I'm telling you, they do want to build something. They almost like crave, like you are almost the sun in their life. Like it's everything is there, and nothing else really matters to them. But at the same time, they still want to feel powerful. Almost like describes to me a street person, somebody who kind of like went through school of life and they had to kind of like fight for themselves for one reason or the other, right? Somebody who has this like huge insecurities and anxieties about who they are, how they look. It's an enormous vanity in the situation. Oh, I need to have that. Oh, I need to have this big car. I need to have this. It's almost like they're heavily monetarily engaged. It's not that you are like not thinking about money. You're one of the signs that is really good with money, but you understand, like you see this card and this card connect. You understand that, hey, you know what? I didn't really plan this. I don't really want a bush. I want a freaking tree. And what do I need to get? Do I need more fertilizer? What do I need in order to get there? But you do know that you're on the right path because certain things started to come out and bear fruits. You have seen it. Something has manifested already, right? So they need to understand that by them being defensive and argumentative all the freaking time, they're each and every time taking a notch of something that can actually move forward. So they have to also be patient. You need to be patient with them, but they also need to give themselves the patience and ability to push it forward. Love is the answer in this particular situation. This Ace of Cups that is showing up here is really almost like miraculous, because everything started with you saying, I am freaking tired. I don't want this. I don't care about this. And why do I need to take this crap? And when are you going to grow up? It kind of like, I'm almost like hearing this. At the same time, you're very sad because you see a potential. You fell in love with this person not because of who they are, because you're scratching your head and you're saying, why? What did I see in this person? Because as he or she is, they are not that fabulous. But you have seen potential. and that potential is huge, but they're still in the page state. So it goes from page to knight to queen to king to get that mastery. But they would not be able to do it on their own, because they kind of like don't let many people come through in their life, and they do let you come through. So there are like some kind of like questions you need to really ask yourself. And there is like 901s here showing up, the world, but it's falling in the category what needs repair. He needs to understand that change needs to happen. You need to understand. And this card is basically finishing of the cycle. Certain things cannot continue going, and you cannot continue raising a baby. They are not your baby, they are your partner. So hence holding the hand, yeah sure, yeah, wrapping yourself around them, it's not the best way to go. And you know it, but you kind of have a soft nature, because there is like infinity. You're kind of like tired of repeating the pattern. So I don't know like if you guys are dealing with any of these signs: Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You have Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Gemini also kind of like coming here prominently. The World card means, you know what, one stage has to finish. You need to stop going in the elementary school. How many times we'll go to the grade 8? Like that guy who's the smartest guy on the planet, who won this, what is this, Wheel of Fortune. He said he kept enrolling grade 12 over and over and over and over again. So in the end, it just like didn't make any sense anymore. It was actually hilarious when you listen to him talking about it. So there is like another 6 over here. Like you strongly feel that this is your soulmate. So we have 6, 6, and 6. This is not only a soulmate, this is your karmic soulmate. You have came to this life to work something out. So if you guys want a reading with me, yeah, X reading is good. You can check it out. It's still on a special. But you guys also should check the karma reading, because it's going to give you a little bit bigger picture. Why are you doing that? Because you are sort of like you are creating something in your life that can actually open completely new gateway. It's like you're in a dark room with karma reading, like, right? They erase our memories. We are working through things, but somehow there is that intuition happening. I need to do this, and you're tapping in the dark room, and poof, you find the lock and you open the door. And that's really what happens. That can kind of like tell you what kind of doors you can actually have. So you have this like 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. They really feel there's a Page of Cups, and there's the Hierophant. Oh my gosh, you are really, guys, dealing with a baby here, and I'm really sorry to say, you know, like, I mean, you are saying to themselves, okay, we are going to get through it. We are going to go through all these problems. It almost looks like this thing was discussion of the marriage. It was like, we are going in this direction, but if you do that, you're going to remove your checklist. You're going to remove your exes. We have a path. In this path we are going. And this is not typically how you really talk to people, but since this is almost like a life decision that you really want to go, you're saying, look, this coming and going, and you don't know, like, I mean, where is your head, where is your tail? It really needs to stop. We need to build this. This is confusing me. This is exhausting me. And I just really don't care about these other people in the life. And if you say that you're not dealing with them, that you're not involved with them,